What's up, party people? Welcome to another episode of Mastering Diabetes Live. We're hanging out on Friday again. Friday's my favorite day of the week. I hope it's yours too. Actually, no, I lied. I think Saturday is technically my favorite day of the week because it's like you wake up and you're like, okay, cool. The world is my oyster. I can do whatever I want. But the anticipation that you get on Friday and in advance of Saturday is really something that it's just like priceless. So I'm just rambling. You guys tell me, what are you doing this weekend? That's what I want to know. What are you doing? Where are you going? Are you spending time outside? Are you being active? That's all I really care about. I live in Florida. Thank the Lord. This place is warm, real warm. It's like 80, 88 to like 96 every single day, all day. Sometimes it's so hot that I'm just like, oh God, I can't even go outside. But that's a good thing because that means that I can go swimming every day. I can take I can get in the water, get out of the water, get in the water, go out of the water. I can go to CrossFit. I can get wet. I can do whatever. It's awesome. And like Kylie loves it. I love it. Indigo loves it. We have a good time. You tell me, what are you doing? Okay, we got Shelly coming in from Wisconsin. I dig it. Stephanie from hello. Just kidding. Hello from Toronto. Okay, here we go. Natalie Harry from Germany. Okay, Stephanie says, I thought you were in the East Coast area. I was up in Pennsylvania, but we moved. We moved down south. We're just in search of sun. That's all we really care about. Katie, hi from Spokane. What's up? Glenda from Arizona. TJ from Oahu, Hawaii. I used to live there. Legit, TJ. Nice work. I used to live in Waimanalo. You're in Coalina. I know exactly where that is. Nice work. Devertis from Mississippi. Robin from Cottonwood. Mina from Doha, Qatar. Hey, guys, so what are you doing this weekend? Answer my question. That's what I want to know. That's really what I care about. Okay, that's the first thing. So while you guys are giving me answers here, today we are going to be talking about how to create and how to maintain good habits. Okay, habits are kind of a pain in the butt to make because humans don't really like to change. And, whether you're talking about changing the way you brush your teeth, or changing the way you drive your car, or changing the way you make your food. Changing your habits can be kind of a pain in the butt. But there's some simple things that you can do that make a big difference that actually can just make it so it's a little bit less of a pain in the butt. And we can talk about all of those things today because we're all about habit change. And if you can change your habits, then you can change pretty much anything in your life. Okay, let's see. What's it? Diane says, okay. Alva says gardening. Legit. Nice work, Alva. Gardening's not easy. Diane says rain all weekend. Maybe go shopping to walk around AC and get some exercise. All right. Glenda's going to rest. All right. Make sure you do some power walking within that, Glenda. Lee says family reunion in Lubbock, Texas. Lisa, going to a steam show. What's a steam show? I don't think I know that. Katie, paddleboarding and kayaking while enjoying the summer weather. Legit. Kathy, Trinidad and Tobago type 2 this weekend Trinidad and Tobago. You're just here to brag, huh? I see what's going on. All right, Kathy. Kathy, I like that. I like that. TJ says you're in East Side Waimanalo. I like it. Stephanie, trains. Cool. Steam trains. Got it. Okay. Fiance is type 1 in honeymoon phase. I'm looking to prolong this as long as possible, says Alyssa. All right. Cool. Welcome, Alyssa. All right. So let's talk here a little bit about habits because habits are a thing that take a long time to develop, and they're these things that we do most of the time. Habits are just automatic, right? So if you work on developing a habit, it feels like work until you actually have created the habit. Once you've created the habit, it doesn't feel like work anymore because the habit is a habit and habits are automatic. So it's the creation of the habit in the first place that becomes challenging, or it's the modification of an existing habit that becomes challenging because, again, habits are automatic. You don't have to think about them. You just do them all day long, every day, and they just become part of your lifestyle. But it's if I come to you and I say, hey, I want you to eat that food instead of that food, or I want you to move your body this way instead of this way, or I want you to change the timing of your food and not eat at this time, but instead eat at this time, you might look at me and be like, oh my God, what are you doing? What are you doing? This is hard, right? So in the chat box, here's what I want you guys to do. Go in the chat box and write down one habit that you currently have that you would like to change. Okay. It could be anything. It could be a habit about the way you communicate. It could be a habit about the time you go to sleep. It could be a habit about the things that you eat, the way that you move your body. It could be something about your finances. It could be the way you drive your car. It could be anything, whatever. Give me one habit that you feel like you want to change. Okay. It's the first question I'm going to ask you guys. Estrel says her habit is that she's watching from Guam. Yeah, that's a terrible habit. I don't know about that. That was a joke. Okay, here we go. Christina says snacking in between. I'm assuming that means snacking in between meals. All right. I like it. I like it. Estrel says drinking coffee. All right. Diane, lack of ability to sleep well. All right. So effectively, you're saying you want to sleep better. Okay. You want to sleep deeper, maybe. Natalie, eating cheese. It's a great habit to break. Glenda, bedtime. Be more specific, Glenda. I don't know what that means. Lee, constant snacking. Okay. Julia, sitting down too much. All right. Sandy, eating after dinner. What does that one say? Endeavor to start breakfast, sit until 12. All right. I love this one. Eileen, Dr. Pepper. That's a hilarious response. Barbara, sleep time. TJ, consistent with my exercise. All right. Lisa, lack of exercise. Kathy, having bread daily, even if it's one sandwich. Okay. Robin, right now I really, really, really want to go totally into whole food plant-based eating. All right. Cool. Mary says cheating on diet. And one last one. We got Katie, inconsistent exercise. All right. So I want you to go back up, Bess, if possible. Can you go back up to TJ? I'm going to pick on TJ here for a second because TJ lives in Hawaii where I used to live. And he talks about exercise, which is one of my favorite subjects of all. Okay. So I'm just going to go down this rabbit hole right now with TJ because thinking about exercise and changing the way you exercise is actually a fun thing to do. All right. So I see he says this. There's also a couple other people that have mentioned that they want to become more consistent with exercise and or less sedentary. All right. So how in the heck would you do that? Right. You might think to yourself like, well, I know I'm supposed to exercise and my doctor tells me I should exercise and other people tell me I should exercise. And I see a bunch of people running down the street and exercising, but I just don't do it. I just don't want to do it. It's just not fun. Okay. First thing you can do when it comes to exercise in particular, okay, is I want you to get out this bad boy, your phone. I know you have one. I want you to pick up your phone and I want you to go to your calendar. Okay. And if you keep an online calendar, which I highly recommend, go to your calendar and I want you to create a 15-minute time once a day. I don't care what time it is. Morning is preferable because morning tends to just be an easier time to start moving your body. The world is quiet. You can focus on you time and you can get it done. But if you decided that you want to do it in the middle of the afternoon or you want to do it in the evening, it doesn't really matter. I just want you to put a dedicated 15-minute block on your calendar every single day, once a day for 7 full days. Okay. That dedicated block of time is your time to move your body. Okay. You can change the time on a daily basis, but to make things simple, just keep it the same time. So let's just say that I chose 7 o'clock a.m. every single morning, and I chose from 7 to 7:15 a.m. That was my dedicated block of exercise. Nothing is going to get in the way of it. Okay. No phone calls allowed. No text messaging allowed. No distractions allowed. No childcare, no spouse, no friends in the way. Okay. The only way that you can get somebody else involved is if they're going to do the exercise with you. But if they're going to distract you and they're going to say, hey, could you make some breakfast over here? Could you get me that? Could you pick up that thing? Could you clean your room? Could you do whatever? The answer is no. For 15 minutes, this is my time. This is me time. I'm being selfish. I'm doing me right now. Please respect that. Okay. That's the first thing that you can do. The second thing you can do is I want you to ask yourself a really deep question, which is, what do I like to do? Okay. It's really not that hard of a question. What do I like to do? Do I like to run? Do I like to jog? Do I like to walk? Do I like to hike? Do I like to bike? Do I like to swim? Do I like to go to the gym and do resistance exercise? Do I like to go to a group fitness class? Okay. You got to ask yourself what it is that you enjoy doing, because when you start the exercise process, you definitely want to start with stuff that you enjoy and then eventually migrate into things that maybe you don't enjoy as much. Okay. If you don't enjoy it, you're not going to do it. It's just that simple. Okay. So number one, you have a 15-minute block on your calendar every single day. Number two, you're going to find something that you enjoy and you're going to stack the cards in your favor. Okay. Number three, you're going to pick up your phone one more time. Okay. You're going to put this thing on do not disturb mode and you're going to go find your favorite music. Okay. Music is not just a suggestion. Music is required. The reason why I say music is required is because when you put on music, your favorite type of music, it could be classic rock, it could be gangster rap, it could be deep house. I don't care. You put on the music that you enjoy. Whatever it is, when you put on your headphones and you put that music on and you hit that play button and all of a sudden you're like, yeah, I like this, right? It immediately transports you to another world. The new world that you're in is all of a sudden a world where you're like, okay, cool. I like this. This feels good. And it gives you a surge of energy and it actually stimulates dopamine production in your brain. And all of a sudden you're like, okay, cool. I can do this. I can do this. Right. So you got the time, you have the dedicated block that's distraction free. Okay. You have the music that's pumping in your headphones. That's actually getting you excited about moving your body. And you're doing a type of exercise that you enjoy. Okay. That, my friends, is a very simple recipe for being able to perform movement on a daily basis. And it works really well. So what I would suggest is if you're in the process of trying to create this new habit about trying to move your body, I want you to commit to what I just said, those 3 tips, and do that every single day for 30 days. You might think to yourself like, oh man, 30 days, that sounds like a lot of time. Here's the thing. 30 days is not a big amount of time, number one. Number two, 30 days is not a big amount of time if you enjoy it. And trust me when I say, I want you to do everything you can so that you enjoy it. Okay. Even if you're going to do the same type of exercise on a daily basis, which is fine with me. Like, let's just say you said, you know what, I'm going to go jogging for 15 minutes. I was like, fine, great. Go jogging. Do it. Okay. If you jogged every single day for 15 minutes and you did that every day for 30 days, okay, you might think to yourself like, well, I should probably diversify, right? How come I should probably get in this gym? I should get in the gym. Maybe I should go swimming. Maybe I should play some basketball. And the answer is, yeah, fine. Okay, cool. Over the course of time, we'll do that. Over the course of the next 3 months and 6 months and year, we'll diversify your regimen so that you get some resistance training and cardiovascular training. But at the beginning, keep it dirt simple, okay? Oftentimes, it's very easy to get overwhelmed when you're trying to change your habits because human beings like to put roadblocks in our own way that complicate our life. I'm gonna give you another example. Okay, there's some people in the chat box who have talked about maybe changing the way that they're eating or getting rid of specific foods. All right, here we go. Robin, maybe right underneath her. There we go. Robin says, right now, I really, really, really want to get totally into whole food, plant-based eating. Okay. Here's another perfect example. Robin, I'm very glad that you want to do this, okay? If you're going to get into whole food, plant-based eating, I mean, it is a universe of things to think about, right? What am I going to eat for breakfast? What am I going to eat for lunch? What am I going to eat for dinner? How much? What do I like eating? What do I not like eating? Is it going to disrupt my microbiome? Is it going to, fart too much? Is it going to give me diarrhea? Is it going to give me abdominal pain? What's going to happen to my blood glucose? Is it going to lower my cholesterol too much? Is my blood pressure going to fall too much? Do I need small little Tupperware containers? Do I have to put them in my bag? Who's going to make the food for me? How do I transport the food? It's ridiculous. I need to go to the grocery store. What am I going to buy? Do I have an Instant Pot? Like all of these questions come up and it just becomes too much, okay? Again, simplify, simplify, simplify. Stack the cards in your favor. You're going to do the simplest thing that you can possibly do in order to just develop a little bit of momentum. And when you develop that momentum, you're just going to continue to keep that momentum going. And then over the course of time, you're going to add a tiny, tiny, tiny bit of complexity, just a little bit, and then a little bit more, and then a little bit more. So in this specific example, we're talking about getting into whole food, plant-based eating. Okay. Again, I don't want you to tackle the whole universe because it's going to become way too overwhelming. The first thing that I would recommend doing is literally say, okay, fine. All I'm going to do is change my breakfast meal. What I would recommend doing is it's the summer months right now. In the summer months, there's a ton of fruits available. You got stone fruits, you got tropical fruits like mangoes and papayas, you got plantains, you got bananas, you got dates. You also have things like grapes and strawberries and blueberries and blackberries, you name it. So I want you to find 3 of your favorite fruits in the grocery store. Okay, let's say they were mangoes and blackberries and apples, and you enjoy eating those foods. I want you to go get those foods, and I want you to bring them to your house, and I want you to eat those foods for breakfast every single day for the next 7 days. And you might be like, oh man, I really got to eat the same breakfast. The answer is yeah. If you enjoy the breakfast, then you're going to enjoy eating it. It doesn't really matter, right? So make sure you enjoy it, just like I told TJ that he must enjoy the exercise he's performing. Otherwise, he's not going to do it. Okay. So choose a couple of foods that you enjoy eating and just get used to breakfast and do this for 7 days. And then at the end of 7 days, you're going to be like, you know what? I can do this. I can totally do this. I understand that I have to eat this much food, and I like my apples cut into pieces that are about this big. And I like it when my mango has a slightly squishy texture on the outside because that means it's ripe, right? You just have to figure out all the minute little details, and then it's going to get better and better and better. Then eventually, over the course of the next 7 days, you can change in your lunch, and then you can do your dinner, and then you can do desserts. Before you know it, it could take 2 months to finally get to the point where you have an entire whole food plant-based regimen built for you. Okay. But there's no rush. Okay. Do not rush this process at all. Okay. So I'm going to share on the screen here real quick. If you want to find a way to get some whole food plant-based recipes into your diet right now, then what I would recommend doing is getting the Foolproof Natural Recipe Guide, which you can see on your screen right now. So Bess is sharing this with you, and you can visualize it. And as you scroll down into this recipe guide, you'll see that we've put together a whole collection of recipes that are just simple and easy for you to be able to create. And we focus on putting together these recipes that you see on the screen right here for dinner. So we've tested every single one of these. Got quinoa, we got chickpeas, we got Buddha bowls, we got lettuce wraps, we got papaya salads, we got sushi. Wait, what? Hold on a second. Sushi? Plant-based sushi? What are you talking about? You can't make that. Sure you can. Just make it and follow these directions. It's very, very, very simple. Okay. We got lentil spaghetto. This one's actually really tasty. We got soups. We got salads. We got all types of fun stuff. So if you like what you see on the screen here and you want this guide, we'll just give it to you for free. All you got to do is just go into the chat box and type in the word guide, G-U-I-D-E. Okay. Just write the word guide. If you're on Facebook, write the word guide. If you're on Instagram, write the word guide. If you are on YouTube for whatever reason, okay, and you happen to be there, then do me a favor and switch over to Facebook or Instagram and type the word guide in there. You send us a DM and then we'll send this to you. For whatever silly reason, the internet gods decided that if you're on YouTube and you type in the word guide, then we can't help you. So I apologize for that in advance. And I did not invent the internet, and these rules sometimes are a little annoying to me as well. But we want to be able to get it to you. So again, if you're on YouTube, flip over to Facebook, flip over to Instagram, send us a direct message with the word guide, and we'll send this guide directly to you. Okay. So we have just a couple minutes left, and I know we only sort of touched on two different things, which is number one, how do you start an exercise regimen? And I hope TJ, I hope you took notes. I hope you can start executing this, as of tomorrow. And then number two, we also talked about how to get some whole food plant-based, how to start the process of a whole food plant-based regimen without having to, get too overwhelmed with the process. Okay. So again, the ideas here are start very small. Okay. Stack the cards in your favor and make sure that you enjoy what you're doing. And if you just do a tiny little bite-sized habit today and you repeat that over and over again, and it's something that you enjoy, then as you gain momentum, it's going to become easier and easier and easier to make larger changes. Try not to make these large changes right off the bat, because when you do that, it becomes overwhelming and you're likely to quit. Okay. It's all about tiny little bite-sized things. And when you can make these tiny little bite-sized changes, then they lead to very not bite-sized changes in the future. Does that make sense? Okay, I see a lot of you guys are writing guide, which is awesome. We'll get that over to you. All right. So now here's what we're going to do. We're going to flip over. We're going to go do another Facebook and Instagram live, and we're going to do it on the Amla Green account, which is AMLA Green. So at the bottom of your screen, it says right there, go to facebook.com/Amla Green, AM. It's actually misspelled. It says Alma Green. Oops. We got to change that. AMLA Green Health. If you could do that, then we're going to go live and we're going to be talking about carbs and blood sugar because people get that confused all the time. Okay, so that's another fun discussion. So do me a favor, get off this, go to facebook.com/umlagreenhealth, click on that one, live stream in again. We'll do some more talking. We'll do some more question and answer. We'll have some more fun. And I will see you guys there in approximately 3 minutes. Cool.